Hello students, today we start one chapter of PUC second year regular syllabus physics. We'll start with first unit. The unit number 1 will study this branch which is electrostatics. So electrostatics is the first unit. According to NCERT, in this unit we will study two chapters. One is electric charge and fields or electric fields, and the other is we will study electrostatic potential and capacitance. Okay, then in this unit, starting with the first chapter, electric charge. So and fields. Then in this video, I will give the introduction of charge. What are the different kinds of charge, and some small experiment to demonstrate the different kinds of charge. Electrification, what do you mean by charging, and all those things we'll discuss. See, so many times commonly what we'll experience is, suppose for example, if we are wearing silk cloths. Suddenly if you take off the silk cloths, you will feel an experience of slight electric shock. And when we open the doors of our car, we will feel some feeling of electric shock. These are the observations we are making around us. For example, if a glass rod is rubbed with some silk material is found to attract the substance like piece of paper. When we might have observed so many times, a comb which is rubbed against dry hair is found to attract papers or piece of papers. These observations, when we wearing silk cloths, when we take off them suddenly, we'll feel some sound, or we'll feel a crackle of sound, or we'll feel some electric shock. When we open the doors of the car, we'll feel we'll feel a kind of small electric shocks. Whatever these things we are observing around us. The reason behind these things is, suppose when we feel electric shock, it is because of the discharge of electric charge. It is because of discharge of electric charge through our body. Andra, when the electric charge present on our surface of our body discharges through the metallic bodies. When we touch metallic bodies, then the charge will discharge, because our body is a conductor. Then where from we got this charge? This charge is accumulated on our bodies when we rubbed the surface of some insulating materials. See, what these observations says is, whenever a object, a material, for example, if you take a glass rod, if it is rubbed with the materials like silk, this glass rod is observed to be attracting some piece of papers. The reason behind this is, we say that glass rod, when it is rubbed with silk, is found or is charged or is electrified. See, glass rod when rubbed with silk is electrified. That means it has got some charge when it is rubbed with silk. See, if this is the glass rod, if this part of the glass rod is rubbed with silk, this will get some charge accumulated on its body. So when it is taken very close to the piece of paper or another piece of silk, see, this is the glass rod rubbed with silk, and this is found to attract a piece of silk. So we say that this glass rod is electrified or it is charged. How it is charged? By rubbing against the silk. So whatever charge it is accumulated on the glass rod, listen, whatever charge it is accumulated on the glass rod when it is rubbed with silk, the part which is rubbed with silk, that part only gets the charge, not whole rod. That means the rubbed part, in the rubbed part some charge is accumulated, and this charge is not able to move to the other parts of the body. Suppose if this part of the glass rod is rubbed, this will get some charge, and this charge is not able to move through the other parts of glass. What it means is, whenever charge is obtained, charge is accumulated on certain part of a body due to rubbing, this charge is unable to move to the other parts of the body. Therefore, the charge which is obtained by rubbing against an insulating surface, this charge is called as static charge. So, what is static charge? Why you are calling it as static charge? This is obtained by rubbing, and only rubbed part will get the charge. Since glass rod is not a conductor, this is unable to move towards the other parts of the body of the glass. Therefore, this charge is called as static charge. So, whatever static charge is obtained, it is making it possible for the glass to attract the piece of silk or a piece of paper. That means, what is static charge? Static charge andre enu? Static charge andra the charge which is accumulated on a body when it is rubbed against an insulating surface. This charge is called a static charge. So, the branch of physics which deals with the charges which are at rest, the branch of physics which deals with the charges at rest. See, electro means electrostatics, we can define from here. Electrostatics means it is the branch of physics which deals with the study of charges at rest. So basically the charge which is accumulated in a body when it is rubbed against the insulating surface, that is called a static charge. The study of this static charge, is called as electrostatics, or it is also called as frictional electricity. Frictional electricity. So frictional electricity or electrostatics term. That means because this static charge is obtained due to the friction between two bodies. So this is electrostatics. Then what is charge? See, when glass rod is there, when it is not rubbed, it is not having any charge. See, this is a piece of silk. When this glass rod is rubbed with silk, it is found to attract this piece of silk. What does it mean is, with what force it attracts, that force is, we call it as electrical force, or simply you can call it as electric force. That means when there is no charge on the glass rod, there is no electrical force. When there is charge on the glass rod, electrical force is generated between the rubbed glass rod and silk. That means what this charge is doing, this charge is making it possible for this glass rod to exert an electric force on the silk. Charge is a property. Charge is a intrinsic property of a object or of a material. Charge is a intrinsic property of a material which makes it possible to exert electric force. So when there is no charge, no electrical force was there. When charge is there, electrical force is generated. Andre artha charge ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದ? Charge makes the material possible to exert a electrical force, or it also makes this substance to respond to the electrical force exerted by other material. Means charge is a intrinsic property of a material which makes it possible to exert electrical force, or also makes it possible to respond to the electric force. Exerted by other materials. So exerted by the other materials. Followed? This is charge. Then video pause ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿದ್ರು. Charge gives rise to which force? Charge gives rise to electric force. Like suppose for example, mass gives rise to, suppose it is earth, there is another body which is uncharged, but it is having some mass. It is attracting towards earth because of which force? Because of gravitational force. So what is responsible for the gravitational force? Mass is responsible. Understand? If a body is having certain mass, it will respond to the gravitational force. If a body is having certain charge, then it can respond to the electrical force. So charge gives rise to electric force between two bodies. Then some small experiment is there in NCERT. You want to study and NCERT is next one. This experiment is usually demonstrated to propose or to explain two kinds of charge or two different charges. Two kinds of charge that we know. Conventionally we divided the charge as positive and negative. Positively charged, you see they are protons. Charge carried by the protons is called positive, and charge carried by the electrons is negative charge. Convention. That experiment you can see. Suppose whatever the experiment it is given in the NCERT, just briefly I will explain as shortly. Suppose if it is a glass rod rubbed with silk. We have taken another glass rod which is also rubbed with silk. And what it is observed is, in between these two glass rod there is repulsion. It means a glass rod rubbed with silk is repelling another glass rod which is rubbed with silk. If you take a single piece of silk separately against which this glass rod is rubbed, silk, the glass rod rubbed with silk is able to exert an electrostatic force of attraction on the silk, or electric force of attraction. See, glass rod rubbed with silk is attracting a piece of silk, but it is repelling another glass rod which is also rubbed with silk. Then one more observation which is given in textbook. See, an ebonite rod is there. Ebonite rod which is rubbed with wool or cat's fur. Rubbed with cat's fur. This ebonite rod is repelling another ebonite rod which is also rubbed with cat's fur. See, observe these things. And if you take another cat's fur, a piece of cat's fur, this ebonite rod which is already rubbed with cat's fur, it is able to attract cat's fur. Based on these observations, what we can assume is these charges are later conventionally they are named as positive and negative by a scientist whose name is Benjamin Franklin. This is just story. You can't expect any competitive questions based on this. Okay. Glass rod rubbed with silk is repelling another glass rod. This scientist named the charge which is obtained on the glass rod conventionally as positive charge. If this is positive, in between these two repulsion is there, means this is also positive. These two charges, the charges developed on the glass rod are conventionally named as positive charges, and the charges developed on the ebonite rod are conventionally named as negative charges. If it is positive and it is attracting a piece of silk, that means conventionally the charge on the silk will be negative, and if this is negative, attracting cat's fur means cat's fur must be positive. Once again, glass rod rubbed with silk repelling another glass rod, because these two are plus. If it is attracting silk, conventionally you can name it as charge on the silk will be negative. These two are negative. That means overall the charge developed on the glass rod and the cat's fur are conventionally named as positive, and the charge developed on the ebonite rod and the silk are conventionally named as negative. Later on, positive charge is we found that positive charge will be for proton and negative charge will be for electron. Electrons are negatively charged and protons are positively charged. One small experimental. What it indicates is, suppose glass rod rubbed with glass rod is repelling each other. These two are repelling each other. But if it is attracting the silk, it means that if it is attracting silk means the charge obtained on the glass rod and silk will be different. and the charges obtained, these two are identical, therefore they are repelling, and it is attracting CAT score means this must be opposite charge. And overall conclusion of this experiment is, we named the charges as positive and negative, and from this small observation we also understood that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. It's a very small experiment. Then hereafter we move on to another concept. See, this is all introduction, and from this part almost there will be no competitive question, no question for competitive exam. Another small device is given in the NCERT textbook, which is called as electroscope. What is electroscope is? This is a small home, or you can make it, you can design it like this. Small experiment, small device which is used to detect the charge. It will be like this. Generally called as gold leaf electroscope. ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಒಂದು metal rod ಇರ್ತದೆ type, and it is provided with a disc upper end, and to the lower end will connect two thin lights, two thin is one thin leaf of gold, or thin foil, very thin sheet of foil will connect to two ends. Whenever charge body is brought very close to this, suppose for example it carries a charge, then this charge body is brought in contact with the disc, and whatever charge is there on this body will flow to the leaves through this rod, and since a positive charge is there in the, this positive charge will be flowing through both the leaves. When it goes to the flows to the leaves will diverge. ಎಷ್ಟು diverge ಆಗ್ತವ ಅಷ್ಟು amount of charge. That means the degree of divergence of these two leaves. If there is more charge is there, it will be more divergence. Less charge is there, less divergence. This device is basically used to find the amount of charge present. Suppose for example, if these gold leaves, see, are already charged, this is this. If we know that charge, if the charge on the gold leaves was known, if it is known charge, suppose that positive charge is present on the gold leaves, then if I bring here one more charge, suppose if you don't know the nature of this charge, you can determine the nature of the charge also. I can suppose na plus idhar ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಇದು ತನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾಗ, when you bring this rod very close to the disc, in contact with the disc, ಇದು ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಫ್ಲೋ ಆದ್ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇದ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈವರ್ಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಡೈವರ್ಜ್ then we say that there must be plus. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಮೈನಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಸರಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. If the charge present on the gold leaves was already known, then we can find the nature of this charge also. Otherwise we can find the amount of charge. This small device which is used to find or determine the amount of charge. After this, study the origin of charge. Basically, origin of charge. Whatever the materials, matter is around us, the basic unit of all the matter, is ಈಗ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತದ. ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಏನದ? ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ center of the atom will be consist of nucleus. Nucleus consists of protons and neutrons. Protons will be neutrons inside the nucleus and electrons will be revolving around the nucleus. Unless the number of protons are positively charged, and electrons are negatively charged. One atom charge ಬರ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ reason ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, basic reason why an atom gets charged. An atom gets charged only when number of protons is not equal to number of electrons. So, if number of electrons are balanced by number of protons, then atom will be electrically neutral. If number of protons becomes more than number of electrons, for example, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಐಟಮ್ ಅದ ತಿಳ್ಕೊ, ಇದೇನದ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಅದ. ಇದರ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎಷ್ಟದ? 11 ಅದ. ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟವ? 11 protons. 11 protons means 11 positive units of charge are there and 11 electrons. If one electron is removed, then number of 11 protons will be there. After removing one electron, 10 electrons will be removed. Then number of electrons will not be equal to number of protons. If electron is removed, one proton is more than electron. That means this Na, after removal of one electron, it becomes Na plus. That means one proton is more compared to electron. If two protons are more, it will get plus 2. Suppose Mg adantru. Atomic number is 12. If you remove 2 electrons, it will become Mg2 plus. See, ionic bond ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. Na ಅದ. ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತೆಗೆದೆವು. ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್. ಇದರ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ Na ಅದ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ Cl ಅದ. ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ನಾಗ ಒಂದು. ಈ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. But when they get charged, when we give one electron to Na, then an electrostatic force of attraction develops between them. No charge, no force. When charge is developed, positive charge developed on sodium atom, negative charge developed on chlorine atom, what is created? An electrostatic force, an electric force is created. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ನೋಡಿ. ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ? Whenever charges are there, it gives rise to electric force. Charge ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರ್ತದೆ atom ಮೇಲೆ? Or any material will get basic unit wise ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ atoms atomic level ನೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ basically atom is electrically neutral. When number of protons becomes more than number of electrons, the atom will get positive charge. When number of electrons becomes more, the atom get negative charge. When positive and negative charges are developed, this makes the atom to respond to the electric force. This is the positive charge which is responding to the attraction force exerted by chlorine. Andre artha eno? Charge is a fundamental property which makes it possible to respond to the electric force. Andre charge is one property ada which generates a force which is nothing but electric force. Another concept, what do you mean by charging or electrification? Charging or electrification ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಒಂದು ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆದರೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಲಿ, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಲಿ. If number of protons becomes more, then it gets positively charged. If number of electrons becomes more, it gets negatively charged. That means to make it charge, we say that we have charged an atom or a charged a material, it gets when we remove the electron or add electrons. Addition or removal of electrons. Basically, addition of electrons to a substance or removal of electrons from a substance. This process is called as charging or electrification. Basically, now charge. What is charging? ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಆಟಮ್ ಅದ. when I remove the electron, it gets positively charged. ಮುಂದೆ ಯಾವುದು ಆಟಮ್ ಅದ. when I add electron, it gets negatively charged. ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಅರ್ಥ removal of electron from an atom or addition of electrons from a substance. Addition or removal of electrons will make it charged, then we say that that substance is electrified. The process is called as electrification. To charge a material, basically we have three methods for electrification or for charging. One we call it as charging by material by conduction. Charging a material by friction, which we discussed initially. Charging a material by conduction and charging a material by another method, which is known as induction. This method we already discussed. When we rub one body against another body, there will be actual transfer of electrons between two bodies. The material which gets electron or which takes electron will become negatively charged, and the material which loses electron will get negatively charged. And charging happens in this process only when two bodies are rubbed against each other. Charging by conduction, see, charging by friction andre enu? In this process, a charged body or a body is charged by rubbing it against another. This is common way of charging. How will you charge? This method, that just charged body, a charged body and a uncharged body, which we want to charge. Just they are kept in contact, touched each other, or connected each other by a conducting wire. No need to rub against each other. A charged body just kept in contact with another uncharged body. The charge will flow from charged body to another uncharged body, which will also get charged. This method of charging is called as conduction. See, these are two common. One body is rubbed against each other, it gets charged. The process is called as charging by friction. Charging by conduction means charged body and uncharged body are kept in contact, are touched each other, or they are connected by a conducting wire. The charge will flow from charged body to uncharged body, which will also get charged. Then, what is the third method? Third method is slightly different from these two methods. What will happen in friction and conduction? Friction daga mat conduction daga enaagtade antandra, the electrons will transfer actually from one body to another body. The electrons will transfer from one body to another body. Charging by induction is slightly different. Charging by induction, how it is different? See, in this body what we'll do, a body or an uncharged body is charged by bringing it very close to charge body but not in contact. Something like that. That means how it is possible? Charged body is uncharged body is charged by bringing it very close to charged body. It means, for example, see what are the few steps I will write. Suppose, for example, if you want to charge this metallic sphere, there is a metallic sphere. This is a metal sphere. Placed on insulating stand, because charge which is given to it should not flow to the ground. This is metal sphere on the conductor metallic sphere. It is placed on an insulating stand. I want to charge this by this method. Then what I will do? This metal sphere is as usual placed on the insulating stand, and what we will do? A charged body is brought very close to it. A charged glass rod is brought very close to metal sphere but not in contact. This is step number 1. Step 2. Next, what we are doing, this metal sphere, this glass rod is present here only. It is placed on the insulating stand. In the third step, what we are going to do, suppose when a charged glass rod is not very close to metal sphere, then what happens? What the change that happens in the metal sphere? ಇದು ಮೆಟಲಿಕ್ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗೆ. ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ due to attraction of this positive charge, the near face, that face which is close to this charge rod, glass rod will get negatively charged. Some electrons will flow. On the other side, due to the deficiency of electrons or deficit of electrons, a positive charge is developed. What happens? Whenever we brought this, that means a polarization takes place inside, charge separation takes place very close to metal sphere. Then what happens? In the metal sphere, charge separation takes place. And in the third step, what we are going to do is, this metal sphere is earthed or grounded. This metal sphere is grounded. When we keeping it on the insulating stand still, this is grounded, earthed on the conducting wire. It is a metallic plate, earthed. After earthing, what happens? This negative charge will be present here. Then ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದ, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅರ್ಧದಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ will flow from earth to conductor ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಡೆಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್, this positive charge get neutralized. This positive charge get neutralized. ಇದು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ತಿ? ಸಪೋಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ electrons will flow to the earth. If it is positively charged part, electrons will flow from earth. ಈಗ ಇದು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ is strongly bounded to this glass rod. ಇದು ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ. Only the positive charge will be neutralized. And after earthing what happens? Positive charge gets neutralized. Positive charge get neutralized. In the fourth step, what we are going to do? ಈಗ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದೇನು ಅದು ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ರಾಡ್. ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ರಾಡ್ is taken away. ಇದ್ರ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಇದ್ರ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್, ಇದು ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ರಾಡ್ is ದೂರ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. When earthing is removed, these extra electrons, negative charge, will not remain closer like this, because ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಪಲ್ಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಿಸಲಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು ಈ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ, ಅಷ್ಟಿಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ಹೋಗಿ they will get uniformly distributed on the surface of the rod, on the surface of the sphere. Andra after glass rod is taken away, negative charge gets uniformly distributed on sphere. Glass rod is metal sphere is placed on the insulating stone. Positively charged glass rod is brought very close to this. When it is brought very close to this, what happens inside this? What are the changes inside the metal sphere? Charge separation takes place. Negatively charged electrons will float to the nearer end, and the further face will get positive charge because of deficit of electrons. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನಾವು ಇದು ಫೇಸಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಅರ್ಥಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊರಿ, ಅರ್ತ್ ಇಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಾವ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಾವ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ಲಿ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, when all the positive charge get neutralized, glass rod is taken away, then whatever negative charge is there, that gets uniformly distributed. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಯಾರಿಂದ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ರಾಡ್. Then the charge which is responsible for this, the glass rod, which is positive charge on the glass rod, positive charge on the glass rod is called as inducing charge. ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಇದು ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ, ಇದ್ರ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ತರ್ಲತ್ತ. ಇದ್ರ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಏನು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರ್ತದ, ದಿಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಇದು ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್, ಇದು ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, if induced charge is inducing charge ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದು ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಇದರ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಇದ್ದ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಏನಂತ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್. suppose if you want to make it positive, then we will bring negative charge. That means inducing charge and induced charge will be always against each other. Once again, we have studied the basic observations, different kinds of charge, then some basic experiment what we discussed, electroscope, then why charge is originating on a material, origin of charge due to the imbalance of electrons and protons. And when coming to the electrification, how many methods are there? 3 methods. One method is charging by friction, in which the electrons will actually transfer from one body to other body. Charging by conduction, there also the actual transfer of electron takes place. Here the electrons are not transferring from this glass rod to metal sphere. Some electrons flowing from the earth and neutralizing this negative charge. Whatever electrons are there within the glass rod, those electrons only gets uniformly distributed on the surface. And this method of charging is called as induction. And induced charge is always opposite to inducing charge. These things will end up with these things for this video. In the next video, we will take some basic properties of charge. Okay, thank you.